Hello, welcome to JIBRIN Angle on Oweleke TV. My name is JIBRIN. Today I shall be talking about INEC and NLC protests, supposed protests that was to take place, I think, earlier in the week. Yeah, that's what I will be talking about. First, let me start with INEC. Um, I think I read the response from INEC about Nigerians causing the INEC chairman Mahmood Yakubu, and the response from INEC through the spokesperson was anyway was expected actually. What do you expect from them? They went ahead to kind of berate Nigerians who are rightfully displaying their displeasure, their dissatisfaction or dismay at INEC's conduct of 2023 presidential election. Yeah, of course, we ended up defending INEC, ended up praising the conduct of the 2023 general election as I think, I don't know, I think he said the best, if not one of the, if not the one of the best, if not the best, sort of. So generally, he thinks INEC did a very good job. Yes. What do you expect? Of course, Yakubu, Mahmoud Yakubu should be the one to actually. He is the foundation of what Nigeria is passing through right now. He is to be held responsible. In fact, exclusively responsible to what Nigerians are passing through. So, and if Nigerians are causing him, placing curses on him, be rest assured those curses will stick. It will stick. He may not experience or be seeing the repercussion of such causes at the moment. That's why That's why it's called a cause. Cause is not an immediate. It's not immediate. Cause is not. Cause is something that is futuristic. Cause is sometimes it's not even. It goes beyond the recipient, the target. Cause goes sometimes, if not most times, goes beyond the target, because when you are caused, does not only affect you as a person, it affects your generation, it affects your children, it affects your wife, it affects your relations, it affects everything around you, directly or indirectly. And that's why you see so many people face so many things, pass through so many things without actually knowing where these things are coming from. Sometimes it could be as a result of course someone you have done something very grievous in the past, and people or someone actually placed a cause. Because look, causes are a potent weapon, natural weapon. I call it potent natural weapon, and that are so effective when it is built or done on the basis of sincerity and genuinity and truth. And that is just it. So back to issue of INEC. Mahmoud Jega cannot escape this. If Nigerians are causing, in fact, if they are causing Mahmoud Yakubu, obviously this course will definitely stick. So he is, like I said earlier, the foundation of the wrongs that the poverty in Nigeria is. Yeah, okay. The truth is, Buhari started this whole nonsense. So it's Tinubu's government is an offshoot of Buhari. There's no doubt about that. However, what one should expect ordinarily, what an ordinary person, a layman should expect Tinubu to have done was to slow the bad governance, the what do I call it? What should I call it? To slow down the eroding economic situation, to slow down the inflicting economic situation during Buhari's government, to slow down the Nigeria's economic woes, deterioration, a sort of that is what was that exact thing that was expected of Bola Tinubu. But what did he do? He rather aggravated it, that the situation within a very short period of time just skyrocketed. The ratio is just, there's no government that have taken us this far, this fast through this fast pace, very rocket pace of economic deterioration. No government. Most government, they come, yes, of course the new government does worse than the previous government. There's no doubt about that. However, the pace, going by record, the pace actually was slower through successive governments. The pace of economic woes, economic deterioration, actually was a kind of slower. It takes 1, 2, 3 years for one to begin to feel. And besides, the inflation was slow. Everything was going at the bad situation was a kind of much slower than with this government. Sort of. So Tinubu's government just came and it's just like there was already a tiny fire lit by Buhari bad governance, and someone just fetched a whole bucket of water and pour it into the fire. The tiny, what do you expect? You see almost an explosion. You just hear whoop. That's exactly what Bola Tinubu is doing right now. Bola Tinubu just poured a tank load of fuel into a tolerable amount of fire that Buhari lit. Fire of economic woes, fire of economic depreciation and deterioration that Buhari lit. Bola Tinubu has just poured a tanker load of petrol into that same fire, and that's why we have what we have today. And INEC, what do you expect? Nigeria obviously will cut because Mahmoud Yakubu is the foundation of this explosion of economic woes, where poverty is ravaging the nation right now. So I bet you, Mahmoud, you may have made so much money that it can, even your children's children cannot exhaust such wealth. But I bet you, it is. I'm not cursing you, but that's just the reality of life. No one goes scot free. It's a natural phenomenon. No one goes scot free. No one goes unpunished. It may take forever, but eventually you eventually, that person will that punishment will eventually manifest. So and that is just it. It's either you get the punishment, the cause takes effect on you directly, or your children, or your children, or your relatives, people around you that are so dear to you, a sort of. So trust me, trust nature. Nature will always, and that's the divine order actually. The Bible says the wicked does not go unpunished. It may take a little while, but eventually the punishment will manifest, and that is just it. The common man, the people who are dying in poverty, dying of sickness, dying of lack, dying of starvation, dying of deprivation, dying as a result of this economic, what Tinubu has done or what he's doing, as a result of his policies. How can you, in your right, this is sheer wickedness. On your inauguration day, you just removed fuel subsidy. Of course, that is the result. No sane person does such thing, for God's sake. You just do it without any preparing for it, without at least planning or whatever. No one say you shouldn't take it. I mean, personally, that's my personal opinion. I don't agree with removing fuel subsidy. I don't agree with. I don't believe that there are things. Look, every country subsidizes one thing or the other. So why will Nigeria not subsidize that? Because that's a major thing, major element in our economy. Why can't Nigeria subsidize? Why can't Nigerian government subsidize that? So this is just sheer wickedness from Tinubu, for God's sake, and that is just it. So Mahmoud Jega is the number one culprit of this cause, or of the causes Nigerians are raining on our government. And that is just it. So there is just no two ways about that. You will definitely reap the fruit of your evil labor. You will, the law of karma would really catch up with you. A sort of. I'm even surprised that this same Mahmoud Yakubu is still there as a INEC chairman. Anyway, why would I be surprised? Of course, his boss, the president, definitely the rigged in president, the corrupt president, the criminal president, definitely we keep him there, a sort of as a way of saying thank you. You've done a good job, faithful servant. So sad, so unfortunate, and that takes me to the next topic of this show today, which has to do with NLC strike. And the report says that Bola Tinubu is angry at NLC. NLC, I've never had faith in NLC. NLC is a bunch of corrupt people there. They are greedy and selfish human beings. At the helm of affairs at the NLC authorities. So that is just it. I don't expect anything good from them. They were threatened. So because of that, you chickened out of the protest. That was a flimsy excuse as far as I'm concerned, because when you are dealing with the government as an opposition, if you are up to oppose the government or criticize the government, you should expect everything about criticizing the government is about threats. So you should expect that. You should prepare your mind for that. If you cannot prepare your mind for the risk ahead, while criticizing or while standing against the government, a sort of, then you are not fit to actually do what you are doing, whatever it is you are doing, be you NLC president or executive members or whatever, or anything, or human or whatever, civil liberty or civil right fighter or whatever you are. So if you are not, if you are doing anything that thing is in conflict or is in opposition to the government of the day, yet you are not prepared, you don't have it, it's not embedded in your psychic that this is a risk and it's a threat to you and any people around you, then that means you're not ready for that. So anything, if you're going against the government, you should understand that. So NLC, for you to come and out and say you were threatened, so what? Are you the first? Are you the first person, first institution, or first executive that were threatened by the government? So the people were threatened in the past. Some people were killed, even not just threat in the past, as a result of fighting against the government, evil government, So that is nonsense. NLC is corrupt. It's as corrupt as the government of the day. They are all bunch of that's how Oshomole made money, all the money that he used to contest as governor of Edo State. Where could he have got? So Oshomole was the one who actually paved way for this serious corruption at the NLC. And that is just it. During his regime, before him, people were not NLC presidents, past presidents were not that rich, were not that comfortable. They were just there, whatever, not that conspicuously rich. But during and after Oshomole's reign as the NLC president, we all know, because we are all I used to know Oshomole when back days in Kaduna, where he lived and whatever. So how he became stupendously rich, So he made serious money. It's all about Shomole was corrupt. He has been corrupt right from his NLC days, So he actually, he was his pace setter. He built the foundation of corruption at the NLC, So that is what is happening now. Unfortunately, the leadership of NLC, they have been corrupt. They are still corrupt. And that is exactly, if you hear NLC threatening hell and brimstone against the government, they are only looking for, they are indirectly asking for their share of the corruption, corrupt wealth, their share of the national ill-gotten wealth. So that is just it anyway. So that is no news to me as far as I'm concerned, and they'll say whatever. And that Bola Tinubu was angry. What do you expect? Bola Tinubu, of course, he will be angry because he is the one. He knows how he got there, so he's very much aware of how he gets there, and he's angry because he knows that. He has influence over the NLC probably. He has stooges there, and they are under his control, even though they're supposed to be not rightfully so. They are supposed to be independent, non-profit making organization. It's a labor union. So, but the Nigerian factor, of course, by the Nigerian factor, they are under the backdoor authority and control. Bola Tinubu is NLC is under his control. Of course, there are people there who have been induced, who are on Tinubu's government payroll. As a result of that, of course, that's why he felt justifiably angry, because of course, people, the executives at the NLC, they are. Some of them are directly working for him, for his government, to actually sabotage any protest or anything that NLC wants to do that goes against the government and its evil policy. So that is just it. Anyway, I do not expect any much. Now, unfortunately, I am not a prophet of doom. I am not a pessimist. I'm just a realist. I'm a realist, so I'm neither a pessimist or an optimist. Naturally, I'm a realist. I just assess the situation based on the facts on the ground. I just assess the environment based on what I can see and hear and read, but based on the evidence around that is available to me, and that's just it. And based on that, I do not see Tinubu's government getting better. At least, at the minimum, not this year, and not even ever. I have said it over and over again. It can never be overemphasized that Tinubu can never do anything. He can never be good to Nigerians. Never, never. He can never be good for Nigeria or Nigerians. Never, never, because his foundation is faulty. His foundation is faulty. His foundation of criminality. His foundation of corruption. His foundation of evil is it cannot let him, because everything about him reeks of evil. That's just the truth. So he's under someone's control, and the control that he's under is the Western world. They will keep manipulating him. They will keep blackmailing him with all the debts they have about him, and they will keep controlling him and exerting their authority over him. So whatever they want him to do in Nigeria for Nigeria and Nigerians, that's exactly what he will do. Unfortunately, the West does not trust. The West are so selfish and self-centered. The worst hypocrites I've ever met. And they will never allow African countries, especially Nigeria, that is the largest in Africa, to thrive in any form or shape. They always want us to be at their beck and call. They always want us to be their stooges. They always want us to always come back to them for handouts, So they want that control. They want to keep that control. They want to exert that absolute control over Nigeria and Africa. That is why they always support corrupt leaders against the good leaders, expectedly good leaders, So Tinubu will never be better. And besides, the budget, I always say this, budget says it all. 2024 budget doesn't look good for there's nothing, because there's nothing that can be done outside the budget. Everything is within the confines of the budget, and therefore, as such, the economy, unfortunately, Nigerians everyone should just brace up, and you just have to, for now at least, acclimatize with it, because it will not get better. Brace up, because it gets worse. And but Tinubu is clueless. He does not have what it takes to actually steer the Nigerian ship in the right direction. He does not have the potential, the competence, the capacity, and the competence, capacity, and competence. I forgot the third one, whatever. So he does not have what it takes actually to steer the Nigerian ship, in the right direction. He's clueless. I've never seen such a person who have been planning for so many years, for decades, to rule Nigeria, yet never had any plan. That to tell you that his plan was just about selfishness, was just about authority and control, nothing else. Not for sincere purpose, not for purposeful leadership, nothing. It's just coming in here for personal reasons. So he didn't prepare for it, no planning, and now he has surrounded himself with a whole lot of everyone around him are those sycophants. That's why the economy is failing, because wrong people around, wrong policies, So that is it. Unfortunately, Nigeria will get worse. Again, I'm just a pragmatist, a realist. I'm neither an optimist or a pessimist. I always assess things based on the evidence on ground. And that is it. And by the evidence, going by the evidence on the ground, the president, our criminal president, Bola Tinubu, has nothing to offer. Will offer us nothing. Things will get worse, and that is just it, unfortunately. And this is my take on the situation right now in Nigeria. Remain blessed as my name also remains Jibrin. Then this is Jibrin Angle. I'm the exclusive anchor of this show that exclusively showing on Oweleke TV. Thank you and join me next time.